Hi everyone, I'm Jackie and welcome to my channel, Cherished Memories Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet my double puff flower granny square. I've got several samples here. Here's one with the purple, and we've got yellow, a gray, and a solid white. And I really like that. And I used a 6mm hook and 4 weight in yarn, but you can use whatever size you want in the hook or the yarn. And we'll go ahead and get started. I'll also have a written pattern for this. I'll put the link in the description box. Okay, I've already got my yarn attached. We are going to chain 4. And now we're going to come back to that first chain and we're going to do a slip stitch. And you can also use the magic circle if you want. I'll put a link in the description box. I've got a tutorial on how to do that really easy. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2, and this will act as our first half double crochet. Now we're going to go right into the middle of that chain 4, and we're going to do 1 half double crochet. So now we have 2 half double crochets, and we're going to chain 1. And we're going to need a total of 8 sets of these. I'm going to do another half double, and another one, and then a chain 1. So we've got a chain 2, which acts as our first half double crochet, a chain 1, 2 more half double crochets, and a chain 1. And you're going to need a total of 8 of these. So I'll go ahead and I'll do my next 6 sets, and I'll meet you here at the end of the round. Okay, I've got all 8 sets of my 2 half double crochets and a chain 1. So now we're going to go over here to the top of this chain 2 and do a slip stitch. And now if you're I'm going to go ahead and chain 1 and cut off because I'm going to change my color. If you're going to continue with white, go ahead and slip stitch into the next half double crochet and then slip stitch into the first chain 1 space. Okay. Now I'm going to go into any chain 1 space. Okay. Now we're going to do our puff stitches. This is the flower part. I'm going to insert my hook. I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull up a loop about 1/2 inch in length. And now I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up another loop. So now I've got 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook again, yarn over, and pull up another loop. So I've got 5 loops on my hook. I'm going to go ahead, yarn over, and pull through all those. Now if you want a fatter puff stitch, you can keep doing the loops until it's as fat as you want. Okay, now we're going to chain 3. And now we're going to go right back in that same chain 1 space. Only for the rest of the puff stitches, they start out a little bit different. We're going to yarn over 1 time. And you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop about 1/2 inch tall, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up another loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up another loop, And I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to go through all those. Just like that. So now we're going to jump over to the next chain 1 space. And we're not going to do any chains in between. We're just going to go ahead and start. We're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and go through all those. And now we're going to chain 3. You only chain 3 in the middle of the pairs. In between the pairs, you don't chain anything. So I'm going to go right back in there in that chain 1 space and do another one. I yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert my hook, and pull up a loop. So I do that 3 times. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and go through all those. Just like that. And then you're going to jump over to the next chain 1 space. And remember, you don't do chains in between the pairs. And at the end of the round, you'll have 8 pairs of 2 puff stitches in each chain 1 space. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you here at the end of the round. Okay, I'm at the end of my round. I've got 8 sets of your 2 puff stitches with the 3 chains in between. Remember, you're not doing any chains in between the pairs. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch on the top of this first puff stitch. Now if you're going to change colors, go ahead and chain 1 and cut off. If you're going to keep the same color, just go ahead and slip stitch into this next chain 3 space. I'm going to go ahead and cut off. Okay. And go into any chain 3 space here. Whoops. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and insert my hook, bring up a loop. I'm going to chain 1. And now I'm going to go in that same space, the same chain 3 space, and I'm going to do 3 single crochets. Just like that. And then I'm going to skip over here into this space between the pairs of puff stitches right here, and I'm going to go into the space. Don't go into that underneath the chain. You're going to go underneath all that, and you're going to do a slip stitch. You're going to jump over to the next chain 3 space and do 3 single crochets. And now go into the space here after the chain 3 space and do a slip stitch. And you're going to do this for a total of 8 times. You're going to have 3 single crochets in the chain 3 space, and then in the next little space here between the pairs, you're just going to do a slip stitch. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you here at the end of the row when I have all 8 sets of my 3 single crochets and then a slip stitch. Okay, I'm at the end of my row. And now what we're going to do is we're going to skip over that chain 1, and we're going to go into the first single crochet of the row and do a slip stitch. Now if you're going to change colors, go ahead and chain 1 and cut off right now. But if you're going to continue with the same color, go ahead and slip stitch into the first slip stitch space. And if you cut your yarn off, attach your new yarn to any slip stitch space. Okay, So now I'm going to continue the same yarn. So I'm going to slip stitch into the slip stitch space, just like that. And this is what we should have so far. And if it's curling up, don't worry about it. It will work its way out. And now I'm going to chain 4. And this acts as a triple crochet. Now we're going to do another triple crochet. For those that don't know how to do it, you're going to yarn over 2 times, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through the second 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and go through the last 2 loops, just like that. Now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work 2 more triple crochets into that same space. This will be our first corner. Yarn over 2 times, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the second 2, yarn over, and go through the last 2. One more time, yarn over 2 times, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the second 2, and yarn over and go through the last 2. So that is your first corner. Now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to skip over these 3 single crochets, and in the slip stitch space, we're going to do a double crochet, a chain 2, and another double crochet in the same space. And this is a V-stitch. And that's what you should have so far. Now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to skip over these 3 single crochets. In our next slip stitch space, we're going to do another corner. We're going to do 2 triples, a chain 2, and 2 triples. Yarn over 2 times, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the second 2, yarn over, and go through the last 2, and just like that. And we need 2 of these. Now we're going to chain 2. And we're going to go right back in there in the same space and do 2 more. Oops, I didn't yarn over 2 times. And 1 more. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to skip over to the slip stitch space, and we're going to do a double. We're going to make that V-stitch. There's a double crochet, chain 2, and 1 more double in that same space. Just like that, and this is what we should have so far. So go ahead and continue that. You're going to skip over to the next slip stitch space and make your next corner, and then the next space you're going to do your V-stitch, the double crochet, chain 2, and another double crochet. And go ahead and continue that, and when you get here you should have a total of 4 corners and 4 V-stitches. Okay, I'm at the end of my row. I just did my last 2 chains here, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 4. And if you're going to change colors, go ahead and chain 1 and cut off and attach your new yarn to any corner. I'm going to stay with the white, so I'm going to excuse me, slip it, stitch into that next triple crochet, and then slip stitch into the corner, just like that. And this is what we should have so far. And if you turn it, it kind of looks like it's got a slight 3D look to it. Okay, so now I'm going to chain 1, and in the same corner I'm going to do, whoops, 1 half double crochet, and 1 more half double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more half double crochets in the same corner here. Oops. So I've got the chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch. We've got 2 half double crochets, chain 2, and 2 half double crochets. And now on top of these 2 triples, we're going to do a half double crochet in each one of those. Just like that. And now here we have a chain 2 space. We're going to do 3 half double crochets in it. And then we're going to come to our V-stitch here, and we're going to do 2 half double crochets. And now we're over here to the next chain 2 space. We're going to do 3 half double crochets. And now we've got our 2 triples. We're going to do a half double crochet in each one of those. And this is what it should look like so far. You've got your 2 half doubles, chain 2, 2 half doubles, and a half double in each of the triples, 3 half doubles in the chain 2 space, 2 half double crochets in your V-stitch, and then 3 half double crochets in your next chain 2 space, and 1 half double crochet on top of each of the triples. And now you're ready for your next corner. You're going to do the 2 half doubles, chain 2, and 2 more half doubles. And then of course you're going to do your half double crochet on top of each triple, the next chain 2 space, 3 half doubles, the V-stitch, 2 half doubles, the next chain 2 space, 3 half doubles, and a half double on each of your triple crochets. And then you're ready for your next corner. Go ahead and complete this, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. Okay, I'm at the end of my row, and I wanted to show you right here in the previous row. Here's the chain 4, and then this is only if you kept the same color. We slip stitched over top of these and went to the corner and slip stitched to the corner. If you go ahead and do a half double crochet in the top of that chain 4, it's going to come down and it's not going to look as good. So what I do is I go right here in this little space here, and that is where we slip stitched into the top of that chain 4. So I'm going to go in there, and it's a little bit tighter. So if you can remember, kind of do your slip stitches a little bit loose. I never remember. And okay, and right here is the top of the slip stitch there. You're going to go in that one, and that one is really tight. Okay. Okay, so now we're here at the end of, or we're going to skip over this chain 1, and we're going to go into that first half double crochet, slip stitch into it. And now you can go ahead and chain 1 and fasten off, but I like to go ahead and slip stitch to the corner. I just like the way it looks. It gives it a much smoother look. Now I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. Straighten it up a little bit, and this is what it should look like. And I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. And until then, God bless and happy crocheting. Bye-bye.